until we go through the whole book, it'll be very difficult to memorize and know exactly what's in that policy. And I'm going to say that, you know, some of these policies come up from time to time because there's a question that gets asked of the course of everyday working in the schools. And when there's a question, if we have a policy that we can easily refer to, we'll go find it, we'll refer to it. And if we find the issue between what the policy says and what the schools have been doing, then it's usually my recommendation to bring those policies, even if they're not in the same section we're reviewing on a monthly basis, to the subcommittee to address the difference between practice and policy. There have been some issues since the beginning of this year that have been brought up around participation in sports. I went looking for a policy that said sports, couldn't find it. Made some decisions at the beginning of the year that, as Mr. Sullivan says, probably I shouldn't have made, because this policy would have precluded me from making those decisions. However, not knowing that the policy existed, because searching through 8 inches of paper was not an easy way to find information, basically I made a decision that went against the policy. However, once the question kept coming up, did a further search, went page by page by page by page, found this policy. I chose to enforce the policy. At that point, if I understand correctly, I asked, can I finish?
Well, actually,
Mr. Sullivan, 1 minute, please.
This discussion is outside, point of information, this discussion is outside the motion. We're talking about policies, not a specific policy. You're explaining the next discussion.
No.
We haven't voted to go into JJJ yet.
I am not entering JJJ. I am trying to say that when I found the policy, my response was to enforce it and then send it to the policy subcommittees, which usually means right before school committee once a month.
All right, well, let's thank you.
It's gone that way.
Let's take a vote on the motion to suspend.
I'd like to add to the discussion on the motion.
Is there anyone else who wants to add to the discussion? Mr. Sullivan, we'll come around to you again.
Just again to discuss the issue of the policy handbook being out of date and being large. We've made great progress. We have it online now. It's all searchable. Granted, the correct terms are important to use in a search. We all know that in this day of internet. As policies come up, I personally use it, and I use between the hard copy and the soft copy as my guide on how to do my job in the school committee. One of our biggest responsibilities is to review and know, make changes as necessary in the policy handbook. We have multiple tools, one of which is our subcommittee. The subcommittee is not the paramount tool. We are each individual members, and I want to indicate again my preference, having made a motion to bring policies before the full school committee that I believe are very important. That's what this discussion is now, not yet about particular policies. However, let me continue, and then I'll, at brevity I will close, that in the past I have brought to the superintendent's attention the need for immediate review of policies. There was in the past some confusion. Was I suggesting it for the sub-policy committee for revision? I've clarified. No, I have issue with a policy. My issue may not be that it needs to be revised. It certainly needs to be discussed. And certainly, I have outlined in my review of our responsibility, and I'll close with the community policy review section, instructions of our community handbook, and we all should have been looking at it. It's the current policy. It indicates in the month of October, Section J, known as students, should have been reviewed. In September, I asked that it be reviewed. I was told then, it's too big of a job For me, it's not too big of a job, and I called this meeting to go over Section J, which is listed here in this handbook, online, is our responsibility. So I suggest that anyone who votes in opposition of reviewing anything on Section J in today's meeting, which is called specifically on one of Section J's policies, then we're not doing our job. So with that, that's the end of my presentation on the motion.
I'd like to remind Mr. Sullivan that because this was a special meeting, we're only going to discuss second policy JJJ if this goes to suspend. The motion on the table
That's what I said.
carries. You know, you said anything in J. I'm going to look at all the J.
Addressing that, I'd like to respond.
So with that, you can call the vote and go ahead. I just want to make sure that we're only covering JJJ and not J.
Do you want to
Thank
say
you.
one
Yes,
last
no, I
thing?
just, I know what I said is our responsibility as school committee members is to look at JJJ in the month of October. We're now in the month of November, and I hope you did. I know I did.
Okay,
Issues came
Mr.
up,
Sullivan, that's enough. Thank you very much.
and so
Thank you very much.
The motion is
We'll
JJJ.
call the vote to suspend the rules to go through the policy subcommittee. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against?
No.
I'm against.
I'm against too. I think that these policies should go through the policy subcommittee. That's why we have a policy subcommittee. I understand that the length of time it takes to go through such a huge volume of material is sometimes unworkable with that, according to that particular schedule.
If it's unworkable, I suggest people reconsider their role in the school committee.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan.
You know what?
Mr. Harrison?
I'm gonna change the vote. I'll vote yes. I want to hear, you called a special meeting under the policy, it's an, this was emergency. Let's see what you have to say. I'll discuss it.
Karen may have to catch up with.
I may have to have another motion, because it already failed.
Well, then I'll make the motion, I'll remake Mr. Sullivan's motion to
Would
suspend
you
the
like to
rules.
amend?
Well, no, I'll make a new motion
Can't amend it.
to suspend the rules in order to discuss policy JJJ.
Is there a second? Any discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.